Oh, howdy friend. My name's Buddy, and you'll have to excuse me. I'm just busy looking through my shelf of random bullshit. The shelf itself is pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but call me shallow. I'm a little more interested in what's on the shelf. Sorry to break it to you, Mom. So then, what is on the shelf? Whoa there, bud. Gonna need you to take it down a bit. Let me tell you, no two shelves are created equal.
Here at the top we have my video game collection, below that we have my music and movies, and all the way at the bottom we have all of the books that I've collected so far.
I'll talk about the music, books, and movies some other time, but for today we're going to be talking about my humble little video game collection.
I know it isn't much, but I just started collecting these games.
Please be nice to me. Let's begin with my earliest generation of games that I've got, which is the 6th generation. That includes the GameCube and PS2 so far. Let's start with the GameCube because fuck you, it's my video.
I just got this GameCube this past week and it came with 4 games. Unfortunately, it didn't come with any controllers or any of the cables, so I can't turn the goddamn thing on. Needless to say, my uncle made my list.
Anyway, until I can get those cables and a controller, all I can really do is look at these games longingly, like some kind of kid trapped inside on a beautiful day. Too real, man. Well, some of the games I have but can't play include Marvel Rise of the Imperfects, Spider-Man 1 the game, Spider-Man 2 the game, and of course, the holy grail of all GameCube releases, fucking NASCAR!
All these games are in pretty great condition, which is really awesome, especially considering this being equivalent to the Dead Sea Scrolls. All the manuals are here, which is awesome, and holy shit, Lego Star Wars? I'm ready to convert.
Moving on to the PlayStation 2, we have Who Gives a Shit and its highly acclaimed sequel. Again?
Continuing the trend of games I own but can't play, I don't have a PlayStation 2, but come on, do I really look like someone who would 100% SingStar Pop Volume 2?
Don't answer that question.
Moving on from there, we have Don't Look at That, the DS, and the 3DS.
Here we find one of my favorite games of all time, New Super Mario Bros. This game ignited my love for the Mario franchise, and I think it did the same for many others. I mean, it was fun as all hell, and plus, who could forget those awesome mini-games? I lost millions in Luigi Poker.
Other titles include Lego Batman 2, Lego Indiana Jones, regular Indiana Jones, Lazoot, and Super Mario 3D Land.
I certainly own these games, and that's all I can really say. Besides, I can't believe they made Lego Indiana Jones into a goddamn movie! Let's leap ahead a generation to the PlayStation 3, or as I like to call it, the second Sony console I have games for, but no system to play them on. To be fair, I did have a PlayStation 3 for a while, and I did get pretty far into most of these games that I have here, but I understand if you just flagged this video for being 95% bullshit. Most recently, I played Batman Arkham Asylum, and I've gotta say, it's rock solid. I mean, it still holds up, especially if your #1 fantasy is to don blackface and beat the shit out of the mentally ill.
Other titles I have here include Uncharted, Drake's Deception, a few Call of Duty games, and a Need for Speed game. I'll probably be coming back to these at a future time to make a whole video about them, especially the zombies modes.
As for Need for Speed, racing games typically aren't really my thing, but I remember having a lot of fun when I first sat down to play this game. Next up on the list we have my Wii games collection, and I've gotta say, this was definitely the first console I ever owned.
The most notable titles I have here are Mario Galaxy, Resident Evil Remake, WarioWare Smooth Moves, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Mario Kart Wii, and of course, Barbie as the Island Princess. Resident Evil Remake is pretty good if you like clunky, awful controls.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this Resident Evil game. I totally get that the controls are part of the whole experience, but they're straight up disgusting, and that alone makes me want to throw this game in the fucking garbage.
Playing with the Wii mode on its side feels about as good as minor head trauma, but if that's your thing, more power to you, I guess.
Now, I won't spend too much time going over first-party Nintendo games on the Wii because there's about a billion other videos about first-party Nintendo games on the Wii. So what I will talk about instead is a first-party Nintendo game on the Wii. Please watch the rest of the video. Unfortunately, I don't have the original box for WarioWare, but don't worry. God has come up with fun and interesting ways to punish me for my sins. But the game itself more than makes up for my mistakes. I mean, fun, fast-paced minigames with weird varying art styles? This has fun written all over it. It's games like WarioWare Smooth Moves that really show the power of the Wii, and especially the Wiimote. It was simple but unconventional, and it really worked when people knew how to use it. Okay, that's enough about Nintendo. Next up, we have the Xbox 360/Xbox One. And yes, I'm grouping these together because of backwards compatibility. This is where my collection starts to get pretty polarizing, with games that I really love like Skate 2 and other games that I really hate like Battlefield Hardline.
We've got some pretty classic games here like Left 4 Dead, Skate 2, South Park: The Stick of Truth, and of course Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim.
Now, this is where I gotta come clean to you guys. While I would consider Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim an absolute classic, I'm not really much of a fan. I tried to get into the game, but I didn't like it and it was boring to me. I got about 5 hours in before I decided I got too bored and never touched it again. And the same thing goes for South Park: The Stick of Truth. While I do appreciate the novelty of a game based on Matt Stone and Trey Parker's awesome cartoon, it kind of wore off around the 3-hour mark. And as for the Xbox One, we've got some pretty standard titles in there.
Far Cry 4, Resident Evil 7, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Lego Jurassic World, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
But for me, by far, my favorite game in my Xbox One collection has gotta be Dying Light. This was one of the most fun times I've ever had in an open world game, and especially in a zombie game. It's really fun to just go around and see how you can kill these zombies in creative ways, and the parkour just feels absolutely fantastic. My only complaint for this game would have to be probably the ending. Now, I don't know if you want spoilers for this game that came out in, 2013? But it ends with QuickTime events, and that is the shittiest way to end a game that was as great as this. So, except for Minecraft and Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch and Ren and Stimpy for the SNES, that's my entire video game collection. So, thanks for watching. I've been BudBot. Next week we're going to check out my second shelf, which includes all of my music and movies. Hope you tune in for that, and thanks for watching my video.